Some people say that 10xing your business is easier than doubling it. Doubling it requires you to make continuous small improvements. You're trying to use the same people, the same processes, and the same capabilities, but just trying harder. Going for 10x growth, on the other hand, takes an extraordinary level of creativity and innovation. It would mean taking massive steps forward in your efficiency, your resourcefulness, and your value creation. In today's episode of the IT Provider Network, I'm going to share with you 3 changes you need to make in your mindset to set you up for 10x growth. And then I'm going to give you 5 actionable items you can use to achieve it.
Welcome to the IT Provider Network. Are you a managed service entrepreneur wanting to take your business to the next level? Do you excel in IT but feel your business management could be better? Join Terry Rossi, where every episode he shares the skills, tips, and tricks that helped him to build a successful worldwide business.
The first mindset change I want to talk about is, who are you hanging around with? Who are you spending your time with? Motivational speaker Jim Rohn, who was, I believe, the inspiration behind Tony Robbins, I think it was Tony Robbins' first employer and mentor, famously said that we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. The rule he suggests is that the 5 people you spend the most time with shape who you are. It borrows from the law of averages, which is the theory that the result of any given situation will be the average of all its outcomes. We might interact with many people, but the few who are closest to us have the greatest impact on the way we're thinking and the decisions that we make. I would add that I've always felt that the 5th person, all my thoughts, all my fears, all the people that I hang out with, everything that goes on in my life directly affects my ability to move forward. So what I encourage you to do is free yourself from the relationships that are holding you back. Free your mind from the messes you've made over the years. Free yourself from that. Learn to accept it. It's happened. It's done. You don't have to like it, but just to understand and accept that it's happened. Try to up-level the people around you. Find people that have traits or skills that you need or that you admire and get close to them. One of the best ways to do this, if you don't have a large circle of friends to pull from, or if you live in a rural area or some other situation that's preventing you from, really getting out and meeting a bunch of people that you could up level to, is to join a mastermind group. In our industry, we're fortunate we have tons of mastermind groups, and they're just really a group of like-minded people that are equally vested in their success, and they want to share with others and learn from others that are like them. So think about joining a mastermind group if you haven't. The second thing I want to instill on you is you need to have confidence. And confidence isn't something that everyone's born with. It's like a muscle. And one way to exercise that muscle is to continually review your wins and use them to gain insight in how you can tweak your efforts in the future. Every Monday, our leadership team has our weekly huddle. We started off by going around the room and sharing 5 minutes of professional and personal good news. For a year, I was struggling to share some good news with the team. Our meetings are on Monday mornings, and I couldn't remember anything that didn't occur in the last 24 hours. I know, it's sad, but true. My accomplishments for the week were gone from my memory. When I started thinking about it, I started thinking that the problem was much bigger than my weekly huddle. The problem was I had no written record of my achievements or my company's achievements, my wins, my company wins. How could I effectively celebrate our wins and tout our accomplishments if I couldn't even remember them? From that point on, I started jotting down my accomplishments in a OneNote notebook as soon as they happened. These could be big or small, didn't matter. I wrote it down so I could remember what we did. I also wrote down our company achievements so that I could update our company history over time. We update it once a year, essentially, for the previous year. Hard to remember a week, let alone a year. So I started writing it all down. That definitely helped. I encourage you to celebrate your wins. And I encourage you to break down your activities into smaller tasks that you can celebrate. Celebrate each task as a win. For example, let's say you have a New Year's resolution to get to the gym. Don't just write down go to the gym on your task list. That's a very definitive thing. You're either going to go to the gym or you're not. If you don't go, you're going to not have any wins. But if instead you write down all the things that are required for you to go to the gym, like get your water bottle out, check. Lay out your clothes, check. Charge your headphones? Check. Plan your workout routine for the day? Check. Drive to the gym? Check. Lift more weights than you did yesterday? Check. Now think about it. If you did all those planning steps and never made it to the gym, you still started your day with 5 or 6 wins rather than one big fat empty box that you didn't put a check mark in. So think about that in everything you do. By breaking down this, you have much more opportunity for small wins. All of those small wins will help you build confidence. You don't always need to go for the bleachers. Take a single as a win as well. If you do find yourself getting stuck, learn to accept that. You don't need to like it, but you do need to accept it. Don't be afraid of obstacles. Obstacles are a normal part of moving forward in your personal life, in your business life, in your company's life. Stop letting those obstacles stop you in your tracks. Focus on ways to overcome them and use the results to build better relationships with yourself, with your employees, your clients, and your vendors. It's really important that you work on yourself and your company's confidence. Take those wins and celebrate them. So after you're done working on up-leveling your inner circle, finding some new people to hang out that you can learn and grow from, building your confidence with a continuous series of small wins, the third thing I want you to do is to capitalize on the genius that exists within your company. Everyone has something they're good at. The genius capability that you have is the one thing that you're really good at, the one thing your team is really good at. How can you take that and make it part of your 10X plan? How can you take what you really do well and scale it up 10 times? Let me give you some ways I think you can get there. The first way is to deliver 10 times the value for the fees that you charge. If you have a product you're going to sell for $200, make sure it's worth $2,000. If you have a service that you're selling for $14.99 a month, deliver $15,000 a month in value to your clients. Would people pay $15,000 for our managed services? Probably not. But we're not asking them to pay $15,000. We're just trying to deliver value that's worth $15,000. So deliver 10 times the value for every dollar you charge. $10 worth of value for every dollar you charge. Strive for this on every call, every email, every visit. Strive to give a professional, personalized, friendly amount of attention to your customers. Remember people's birthdays. Send them out Christmas cards. Give people content. Give them guidance on anything you sell them. Spend every single day looking for ways in which you can give your customers more value. If you keep striving, if you keep focused, you'll eventually have the most valuable service in your market. Your competition will be standing there and they won't know what to do. Your customers will love you, your churn will go down, and your pockets will be full. If you go back to episode 23 of the IT Provider Network, I recap Arnie Beliti's keynote speech at IT Nation 2017. He talked about really embedding yourself into your customer. He talked about doing this by truly implementing the products and services that you sell. The example I remember was Office 365. Are you just selling them an Office 365 license, or are you going in there and really showing the customer how to get value out of the tools they have now? Most people use Word and Outlook. They don't get any value out of anything else. They don't understand the full suite of the package and how they can really take advantage of that in their business. Imagine if you implemented Office 365 in a way where you really showed the customer how to get value out of the product. Would that be the same as your competitors? I don't think so. So go back, review that episode, review Arnie's keynote, and start delivering more value to your customers. The second thing I want you to do is start working 10 times smarter than everyone else. This doesn't mean you need to work longer, but sometimes it does mean you need to work harder. What it really means, though, is you have to be willing to do what no one else in your market is doing. You need to be constantly investing in your company and looking for ways to be more efficient, looking for ways to deliver more value. If you're one of those people that still think you can run an MSP without a PSA tool or an RMM tool or even a documentation engine, you're never going to be able to 10X your business. Never. You need tool sets, you need processes, you need efficiencies to do that. When someone else is avoiding work, you should be working. When someone else is resting on their laurels, you should be sucking up their customers. When someone else thinks they're an expert, you should get smarter than them. Hit the book, start learning. There's only two things you can do every day. You can get better or you can get worse. You make the choice. So every single day, strive to get better. Remember, grow or die. One of the other things you should do is look at the friction you have. Look at the friction that's created between you and your employees or you and your customers. Have you taken away your customer's easy button? Is whatever that friction is worth fighting over? Is it worth winning the battle to lose the war? If you want to 10x your company, you really need to think outside of the box. The things you're doing today are not the things you need to be doing tomorrow. Incremental changes are not going to get you to 10x growth. Big changes are. Thinking outside the box is. So when you're thinking outside the box, you need to set your goals 10 times bigger too. Do you even have any goals? Are they written down? Or are you just getting up every morning and doing the same thing you've been doing for the last 10 years? Without goals and the rituals to achieve them, you're settling for less than your best. And as soon as you do that, you can count on one thing. You're not going to achieve 10x growth. You struck out to start your own business and build your own future. So why are you settling now? Why are you settling for less? Set some huge goals. Set some big, hairy, audacious goals. Let them motivate you. Let them constantly improve you and your business. You want to own a big house in the Caribbean one day? Put some motivational pictures on your walls. Look at them every day. Want to sell your company someday so you can start relaxing on that Caribbean island? Spend a little time daydreaming on the way that would feel. There's nothing wrong with daydreaming. It's not childish. It's not useless. It helps cement the image of success in your mind and will help you to achieve it. The people who have achieved the greatest things have had the audacity to dream the biggest dreams. Think of guys like Elon Musk. You don't think he was thinking about going into work the next day and filling out a timesheet. He was thinking about how to make the world a better place, how to get 10 times more out of what was happening today. Goals and dreams aren't enough to get you there, though. You need to have habits and rituals. Habits and rituals are how you achieve goals. If you want to get good at something, you need to do it. You need to do it every day, I think. Read The Power of Habits by Charles Duhigg or The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Habits are the keys to achieving goals. Keep reminding yourself you need to work on your business, not just in your business. Schedule your growth. Put it on your calendar. Make sure it's part of your daily activity. The fourth thing I want to talk about is that you need to know 10 times more than anyone else. You're not going to become the king of the hill by just stepping into it. You really need to work on it. There's only one way to get there, and that's to be the foremost expert in the field on what you do. Start thinking about ways you can become the expert in your market. Look around at some of the world's most successful people. I mentioned Elon Musk. They're the world's leading experts on what they do because they do it, and they do it every day, every single day, and they do it very well. They have to get results, just like you have to get results. The buck stops here. The buck stops with you. They know they need to keep changing, growing, and learning in order to keep up with the competition and stay on top of the marketplace. Remember, grow or die. What's this mean for you? It means you need to adopt a mindset that's one of a lifelong learner. You're listening to this podcast, so you probably already have this trait, but it means you have to attend meetings. It means you have to listen to podcasts. It means you have to go to seminars. It means you need a mentor. You need someone to guide you, or many mentors. You need to continually invest in yourself and the people in your company. It means you need to be the absolute expert in what you do. No matter how long it takes you, no matter how hard it is to carve out the time, you need to stay one step ahead of your competition. Become a lifelong learner, and you'll never think you know enough, because you don't. Having said that, the fact that you'll never know enough, don't let that stop you. So many MSPs I talk to feel like they don't have and you can insert whatever excuse here you want. They don't have the people, they don't have the skills, they don't have enough knowledge to get started. Get started. Whatever the reason is, and it might be a real reason, don't let that keep you from starting. This podcast is a great example of that. Am I the best podcaster in the world? Far from it. I didn't know a single thing about it last February. I just knew it was something I needed to do to grow. So I started. Did I suck? Yeah, I sucked. Do I still suck? Probably some people think I still suck. but I'm getting better. With every episode, I'm getting better. You know why? Because I started. So don't forget to start. Don't forget to allow yourself to fail. Don't forget to get moving, execute. And that's the fifth thing I want to talk about. You need to accomplish 10 times more than your competition. In order to grow your MSP by 10 times, you need to make your dreams a reality. You need to become an execution machine. It doesn't matter how much you know, what you learn, the certifications you have, how big your dreams are, or how many amazing ideas you have. The only thing that matters is what you've done. What you accomplish is all that matters. Instead of focusing on how much work you have to do in a day, start focusing on how much work you'll have done at the end of the day. Ask yourself every morning, what will I accomplish today? Every single day, you'll have things you need to do to run your business, to run your life. But you also need to carve out some time for these 10X activities. One idea that's out there is to carve out 20 to 25 minute blocks during the course of your day and stay focused for that period of time on activities that will grow your business. Make sure you're using that time to grow your business. It's not for your day-to-day work. It's for growing your business. This method of carving out these blocks of times is called the Pomodoro method. Google it. You can learn how to do it very easily. All you need is a timer and some dedication. Start cranking it out. No one cares what you have to say. No one cares what promises you make. They want to see results. That's true of your customers, it's true of your employees, and it's true of yourself. So that's what I have for episode 27 of the IT Provider Network. I hope you found this content useful. And if you did, please subscribe to the podcast. Give us a review on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you listen to your podcasts, and share this episode with a friend. As I mentioned, there's some great things coming in 2018. I've been working on them day and night. I'm going to let the mailing list know about it. So if you're not on the mailing list, please sign up at the itprovidernetwork.com. You can review everything I talked about here at the show notes, which are at the itprovidernetwork.com/10x. There's links in there to the books that I've mentioned and the Pomodoro method for getting more done. So make it a great day. Remember, we are IT, and thanks again for listening.
Thank you for joining us, and we hope you've been inspired. Check us out on social media via @ITProviderNet and visit us at www.itprovidernetwork.com for past episodes, show notes, videos, and more. And we hope you'll join Terry next time on the IT Provider Network.